The time is 6:05 p.m. The date is December the 12th, 2017, and this regular board meeting of the EaglePass Independent School District Board of Trustees is now called to order. Mr. Gonzalez, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, Madam President. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. And now to establish quorum, I will conduct roll call. Ms. Hilda Martinez, Vice President, present. Dr. Hector Alvarez is out of town, Secretary, so he will not be in. Ms. Glenda Purcell, Trustee, present. Mr. Rudy Bowles, Trustee, present. Mr. Jorge Barrera, Trustee, present. Mr. Christopher Hiller, Trustee, present. Mr. Gilberto Gonzalez, Superintendent, present. Mr. Richard Strieber, Attorney, present, and myself, Lupita Fuentes, President, present. Okay, next is Citizens' Communications and Recognitions. And I believe no one signed up to address the board at this time. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And we'll continue with item number 1, presentation of appreciation plaque and recognition of Mr. Eduardo Trevino for his 47 years of service and dedication to the EaglePass ISD. Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, I believe he's not here today, but we certainly do want to recognize Mr. Trevino for all of his years of service and the many capacities. Of course, he cannot be here today because of illness, but we do want to nevertheless make this presentation be known. And I don't know who has the plaque. Yes.
All right, Mr. Bowles, want to accept the plaque for him, Mr. Bowles? Would you do the honors of?
Yeah. I'll have a problem with that.
Yes. Okay. Mr. Bowles? Testing. The plaque reads 42-year service award presented to Mr. Eduardo Lalo Trevino in recognition of your dedication to the EaglePass Independent School District, December 12, 2017.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Trevino couldn't make it. He had a stent put in his heart. One of the arteries was plugged up about 70%. He apologizes for not being here tonight, but he appreciates the plaque. Thank you.
Okay, next we have recognition of Graves Elementary Tigerettes dance team.
Madam President, distinguished members of the board, and of course, Superintendent Gonzalez. Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you this evening. Our recognition right now is in honor of the darling dancers from Graves Elementary. The Tigerette dance team competed at the first ever Texas Cheerleader and Dance competition held in EaglePass, Texas, and snatched up so many points that they were named the highest ranked dance team. In addition to that title, they recently claimed the best dance title at another competition on November 19th at MCDA Just Dance. Congratulations, Tigerettes, and coaches Maribel de los Santos and Ana Morales on starting your season with such a bang. Tigerettes are Amber Cantu, Ninette Fernandez, Jolene Garcia, Brianna Guerrero, Kylie Hargis, Christine Martinez, Allison Morales, Alyssa Ochoa, Gia Picasso, and Ivana Riojas. Way to go, Tigers, and keep on dancing.
Okay, next we have recognition of CC Win High School students Diego Jimenez Mora and Lorena Aldape for receiving the Hispanic Heritage Youth Award.
CC Win High School is proud to announce that 2 of their very own Mavericks are now Hispanic Heritage Youth Award winners. Diego Jimenez Mora received the Bronze Award in the area of Business and Entrepreneurship Educational Grant for $1,000 on December 5th at the University of Texas in Arlington. And Lorena Aldalpe received the Silver Award in the area of Technology and Education and received a grant for $1,000. Fun fact, Lorena sped all the way from Rice University to make it here this evening with us. So congratulations, young man and young lady, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Next, recognition of EaglePass High School varsity football team for their outstanding 2017-2018 season.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this, but the drought is now over. At this time, we would like to congratulate EaglePass High School's varsity football team for bringing home the gold this season. This team's vision was to end the drought, and boy, did they do it. The overall team record was 9-3, And not only are they district co-champs, but they are also by-district champs. They can also boast that they have the MVP in offense and defense. Thank God I'm alive and thank God I'm an Eagle. Can't wait for you to break the mold next season. Go Eagles! While we have the boys lining up, I would like to announce your 29 6A most valuable player in offense was Mr. DeAndre Torres, and your 29 6A most valuable player defense was Sebastian Hernandez. First team all-district was Albert Guevara, Jose Riojas, Tito Villarreal, Jorge Guajardo, Jose Laguna, Moises Rocha, David Quipuros, Josh Monsivais, and Ryan Chisholm. Second team all-district was Ray Mendoza, Norby Zavala, Ray Galindo, Mario Torres, Haran Rodriguez, and Armando Monsivais. And honorable mention, Richie Luna, Alex Martinez, Ralph Guerrero, David Santos, Manny Rodriguez, Raul Leckler, Nico Moyeda, Roger Aluo, Christian Barcena. Congratulations, boys, and way to go. Boys, don't move. Stay there. We're going to do the next recognition, and we want you to take a picture with your coach, so we're going to leave you there while we move on. So, Miss, you took too long to get perfect, so we're just going to leave you there.
Thank you, and I think it's recognition. No, it's okay. Okay, we have recognition of Coach Tom Gonzalez, EaglePass High School head football coach, for being named District 29 5A Co-Coach of the Year for 2017.
It takes a certain type of person to lead others to victory, and that is exactly what Coach Tom Gonzalez has done. Breaking the 21-year district championship drought, Coach Gonzalez has led his men to battle and found themselves victorious. This feat was recognized by others, and that is why he was named 29-6A Co-Coach of the Year. Congratulations, Coach Gonzalez, and thank you for ending the drought. We're going to move the family into the middle now.
Whoever doesn't touch it, y'all don't win next year.
Come on, come on.
Thank you, boys, and congratulations.
Okay, next, we have recognition of San Luis Elementary for the highest energy conservation savings for the month of September 2017. San Luis Elementary.
Our next recognition is for San Luis Elementary and their combined efforts that have earned them the title of Most Energy Conservation for the month of September. San Luis showed the highest conservation and was able to save 13%. Congratulations, Cardinals, on a job well done.
Last but not least, recognition of Rosita Valley Elementary for being selected as the most clean and maintained campus for the month of November 2017. Rosita Valley Elementary.
Inspections have been conducted on a daily and weekly basis on how well EPISD school grounds have been maintained. There have been visitations to not only school campuses, but district buildings as well. This month's recommendation goes out to Rosita Valley Elementary on their merits for an outstanding job on maintaining the school grounds clean and safe. Thanks to the hard work and dedication from the Roadrunners, the school achieved a total score of 63 out of 65. Congratulations, Roadrunners, on your campus beautification.
Okay, at this time, we'll continue with district reports and presentations. And we'll take the financial report, utility report, and tax collection report at the same time. Any questions from board members on any of the reports? Okay, thank you. We'll continue item number 4, presentation of 2017 accountability awards.
Good evening once again, and tonight we will be awarding our school for the 2017 accountability ratings and distinctions. We will begin this evening with our elementary schools. Up first, we have Armando Sedna Elementary. Armando Sedna met standard and also earned distinctions in academic achievement in mathematics and science, top 25% closing performance gap, and post-secondary readiness. Congratulations, Stallions. At this time, would the board like to come forward for photos? Up next, we have Benavides Heights Elementary, met standard and has a star in post-secondary readiness. I was just informed if Ms. Soto Gonzalez would like to join in this photo. We now have Dar Elementary, met standard. Mr. Moreno, would you please come forward? Pete Gallego Elementary, met standard and earned distinction in top 25% closing gap performance. Nellie Mae Glass Elementary, met standard and earned distinctions in academic achievement in reading ELA, top 25% closing performance gaps, and post-secondary readiness. Ms. Rios, if you would like to please come forward and join. Henry B. Gonzalez Elementary, Met Standard. Graves Elementary, Met Standard and earned distinctions in top 25% closing performance gaps and post-secondary readiness. Mrs. Koenig, if you would like to come forward, please. Kirchner Elementary, Met Standard and earned distinctions in academic achievement in reading ELA, top 25% student progress, top 25% closing performance gap, and post-secondary readiness. Ms. Chacon, would you please join us? Robert E. Lee Elementary, Met Standard. At this time, we would like to announce that our next two elementary schools earned the most distinctions in the elementary level. The first one being Liberty Elementary, met standard, and earned 5 distinctions: academic achievement in reading ELA, academic achievement in mathematics, academic achievement in science, top 25% closing performance gaps, and post-secondary readiness. Also earning an outstanding 5 distinctions, we have Perfecto Mancha Elementary. Perfecto Mancha, met standard, earned academic achievement in mathematics, academic achievement in science, top 25% student progress, top 25% closing performance gaps, and post-secondary readiness. Well, Mr. Hernandez, you've already beat me to it. Join us to the front. Rosita Valley Elementary, met standard. Sam Houston Elementary, Met Standard. San Luis Elementary, Met Standard. Seco Mines Elementary, Met Standard, and earned distinctions in top 25% closing performance gaps and post-secondary readiness. We will now begin with our secondary schools. First, we have CC1 High School, Met Standard, and earned its distinction in top 25% closing performance gaps. And now leading our secondary schools with 6 whopping distinctions, we have EaglePass High School. EaglePass High School met standard and earned distinctions in academic achievement in reading ELA, academic achievement in mathematics, academic achievement in social studies, top 25% student progress, top 25% closing performance gaps, and post-secondary readiness. EaglePass Junior High met standard and earned distinctions in academic achievement in reading ELA, academic achievement in science, academic achievement in social studies, top 25% closing performance gaps, and post-secondary readiness. And last, but certainly not least, we have Memorial Junior High. Memorial Junior High met standard and earned distinctions in academic achievement in reading ELA, academic achievement in science, and top 25% student progress. At this time, we would like to congratulate all our schools because, as a district, EPISD earned 5 more distinctions from 2016. We went from 37 to 42. So congratulations, EPISD.
behalf of the board and administration, I certainly do want to thank all the campuses. In a district this big, usually it's difficult to get all schools to meet standards. And this was accomplished by you all and the distinctions. And my understanding is that this year we have 5 more distinctions than last year. So let's give yourselves a big hand, please.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. We'll continue with action items. Item number 1, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the annual financial audit report for the year ended August 31st, 2017.
Yes, ma'am. It gives me great pleasure to let you all know that once again we do have a clean audit or a clean report, and we have Mr. Carter number 1 and Mr. Carter number 2 to give us their report.
Thank you very much. Your annual report consists of 2. There's a small section in there, and then there's the big section that's required by DEA. On the small report, it's just gives you an overview of how the audit went, gives you a narrative of any issues we had, and everything went very smoothly. We had no findings on it that were required to be presented to TEA or to any federal oversight agencies. And that really is in a nut overview of what the separate letter is. With respect to the overall report, which is pretty thick, it includes a section in there that gives the overall financial condition of the school district, and then it has additional schedules, quite a few that are required by TEA in order for them to do their monitoring of your school district. The most important part is on page number 4, 5, and 6, and that has the results of our audit. And that report is on the overall financial statements of the school district. And we had a clean opinion. That is, we had no modifications to a regular report, and we had no findings on it. The detail there is quite a lot, and my son will go ahead and just give you some of the highlights of some of the financial statements that are in there. And go ahead on that.
On page 17 is the government-wide balance sheet. Everybody on page 17. For fiscal year 2017, the district had total assets of $129.5 million, total deferred outflows of $15 million, which consists of $2.3 million in deferred charges for refunding of bonds and deferred outflows related to the pension plan of $12.6 million. The district had total liabilities of $96.7 million and total deferred inflows, again, related to the pension plan of $1.7 million. The net effect of applying the assets and the outflows against the liabilities and the inflows is your net position or your equity, and that was $46.1 million for 2017. On page 18 is your income statement, your government-wide income statement. On the far left column are the total expenses. For fiscal year 2017, the district had total expenses of $150.5 million. And as you can read in the notes, that includes depreciation expense of $6.9 million. Under program revenues, total charges for services were $881,000. Total operating grants and contributions, including federal grants, it was $27.9 million. And total general revenues were $117.7 million, which primarily consists of your property tax revenue, which was $25.4 million, and your state grants and contributions were $91.2 million. The net effect of applying the expenses against the program revenues and the general revenues resulted in a deficit of $3.9 million, which when applied to the beginning equity of $50 million results in your ending equity of $46.1 million, which is reported on the balance sheet. And that concludes the financial section, if you all had any questions.
Any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, and with the consensus of the board, I would like to move item number 2 and item number 8. Oh, I'm sorry, you're correct. Okay, is there a motion to approve item number 1? Okay, motion by Mr. Barrera, is there a second? Second by Mr. Hiller. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, thank you. And at this time, I would like to, with the consensus of the board, move item number 2 and item number 8 into closed session. When we go into closed session? Okay. Take a motion. And then this would be to consult with the attorney. Okay. Do we need a motion for that? No? Okay. Okay. Item number 3, consider and take appropriate action on the request to adopt Resolution 2017-1806 to vote for members to serve on the Board of Directors of the Maverick County Appraisal District, MCAD.
Yes, ma'am. This is an item that we bring to approve the resolution for the Maverick County Appraisal District Directors to serve a 2-year term. And if you look at page 76, we do have Ms. Lupita Fuentes, Mr. Christopher Hiller, and Ms. Hilda Martinez.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve? Okay, motion by Mrs. Purcell. Second by Mr. Bowles. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. Item number 4, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the 2017-2018 Targeted Improvement Plan.
Yes, we do have Ms. Norma Serna and Samuel Mijares to elaborate a little bit on that.
I don't know if you have any questions. I provided the plan to you. It's very similar to last year's, and we've kept it that way. I know that you saw in there, the second page lists all of the district leadership team members. We've met 3 times and had very good sessions, and we've decided to keep pretty much the same strategies because they're evidently working for the district. We're doing very well. We're meeting standard. Our safeguards are very much under control, and our campuses have put together their campus continuous improvement plans in place. So this is just in general for the district. And we are looking at our PBMAS results, our staging for bilingual ESL and for special ed are at a stage 1, which does not give us the need to submit a plan to the state, but we're required to go through the process and keep it at the district level.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Serna? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Serna.
Welcome.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Martinez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hiller. Any further discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. Item number 5, consideration and possible approval of a 25-foot drainage easement adjacent to P. Gallegos Elementary.
Yes, ma'am. This is a request by contractor Mr. Clay Brown Sr. It's at the corner end of Pete Gallego. It's only 25 feet. If you look at page 92 of your board book and that little square, you'll see what we're talking about. What has been happening year after year is that whenever it rains, the water just runs from their property into ours, and page 93, 94, and 95, you'll see how stagnant the water gets there. And in addition, we've had to replace the fence, I don't know how many times, because the water gushes through that corner and just knocks it down. So they're developing on their side that piece of land, and they're requesting that easement to be able to control that flood water, and in return, Mr. Brown is willing to fix our fence, to make it up to par.
So they're doing the drain?
Yes.
Are they doing the drain?
Yeah.
Is there a motion to approve?
Are we paying for anything or?
No.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Barrera. Is there second? By Mr. Bowles. Any further discussion, questions? All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is okay, one abstention. Motion does carry. Okay. Item 6, consider and possible approval of a memorandum of understanding between the EaglePass ISD Police Department and the City of San Antonio Police Department.
Yes, so this is an item where our police officers may be contracted by the city police of San Antonio on weekends. Of course, when I saw the memorandum from San Antonio PD, I sent it over to our attorney so that Richard could provide a statement in there that our priority comes first and the San Antonio Police Department is second. So, you know, that is an item that we're bringing that will help our police officers to work the events in San Antonio, and I believe for $50 an hour, is that correct, Chief? And it will have kind of an agreement between us and the San Antonio Police Department.
Okay. Is there, go ahead, sir.
They assume all liability.
That's my understanding. They assume the liability. Is that in the memorandum?
Actually, on the color of law, if something were to happen, they are working under our license or our peace officer license, so they could try to come back to us. The San Antonio Police Department will not hold us responsible directly. They are indemnifying the district and our police officers, but of course, through the legal process, any party does have the option to try to, go after the officer, his training, his department, and so forth.
If I could.
Go ahead, sir.
We did add the indemnification provision that was not in the original MOU that the city of San Antonio provided. The chief is exactly correct. They're indemnifying us and holding us harmless, but that doesn't mean somebody couldn't try to come against us, and then we'd have to call on the city to defend us and to indemnify us for any loss.
Go ahead.
Is this a volunteer, whoever wants to volunteer, or?
That's correct.
Okay, so they've been asked if they want to do it or not?
Yes, that's correct. Usually, the way it works, they send out a memo or a phone call, say, hey, you know what? We need X amount of officers. We're having this event. How many officers could you supply? We're looking for 10. Then, of course, we look at our staffing. We look at our extracurricular activities, and of course, to be sure that we'd be able to deal with, what I have 3 that I could send over. And of course, then we put it out to the officers to see, who'd be available and willing to work.
Is that the same practice when our officers were working or are working right now out of town in the oil rigs and that type of work?
Yes.
That same thing applies?
Yes, the district and our department always comes first. As long as there is no conflict of interest and if it doesn't hurt our staffing and our availability to service our community, then they are allowed, as long as they submit it in writing.
Thank you. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bowles. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Purcell. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. And Mr. Gonzalez, you will advise or
Yes, ma'am.
our police officers. Item number 7, consideration and possible approval of adult meal price for breakfast and lunch served by the EaglePass ISD school cafeterias as per the Texas Department of Agriculture Adult Meal Calculator worksheet.
Yes, this is an item that we're bringing as per the audit of our food service. We do need to bring to the board the meal price for adults for breakfast and lunch. And at this time, we're recommending $4 for breakfast and $6 for lunch. And this is something that we need to submit to the Texas Department of Agriculture to show that we have brought this to the board.
Questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I have a question.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
It really doesn't, we don't have a choice. We either approve it or not approve it. Am I correct? The amount, the $6 per, I know the teachers will complain about
$6, if you go get a hamburger, I think you pay about that or more, so, sorry. Sorry about that. But, I mean, it's my understanding if you go get a hamburger or somewhere, it will run you about that or more.
Madam President.
So we
Yes.
cannot ask for an exception or anything like that?
Richard? No, I don't believe so. I believe this is a requirement to comply with Department of Agriculture audit of the district. I think we were actually charging less than
Yes,
what
we were.
they would be willing to approve.
So the $6 is something that they're recommending or something that?
It's something that we came up with. If you look at page 107, there's a adult meal calculator worksheet, and we worked with Region 20 to come up or to arrive at this. And Mr. Streever is correct. We were undercharging for adults.
Mr.
So
Matanza, what-
all the schools in region, what's our region?
20?
Region 20 are going up to $6 for all the teachers?
It depends. I mean, some of them are, some of them might not. But again, I mean, we think this is reasonable, especially since we had been undercharging for so many years.
What was the price last year?
Last year for lunch was $4.50, and for breakfast was $2.50.
That's quite an increase. 150.
So I guess the question from Mr. Bowles was that we could change the recommendation, or if,
Are they gonna serve more? Because, I mean.
No.
Last time.
No, it's not going to
Last
serve.
time they raised it, they gave the same amount for the teachers. I'm just telling you what I hear from my staff when I was.
this would be for parents coming in?
Yes, for adults.
Not for, and staff as well? And staff as well.
And staff as well, yeah.
I think the main concern here is
Lot
for
of
the
school
staff. Because I know as parents, if you come in, you're willing to pay the $6 to be with your child, but for the staff, I think is Mr. Bowles' concern.
So we're going from $4.50 to the
From-
$6?
From $4.50 to $6, and from $2.50 to $4.
Mr. Mijares, if we do a quick calculation per year, it would be how much more for the? We have to, by law? But my question is this the minimum amount that we can charge? Or this is a recommendation? Where's our? So if we're subsidizing by $1 million right now, what would this adjustment be? In other words, how much?
Nothing?
It should just keep it afloat. It should just keep it afloat. Those people have to charge. Now,
We are charging now, though.
yeah, we are charging. We don't have to.
Correct.
That's the law.
But we're not really subsidizing because we're already charging for this.
No, we still subsidize the fee, but like Ali says, that's the amount. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna be incurring all the costs. I mean, that's the thing here. Now, us, we go up and we're hoping to set the grades, not have to come back to the board next year, if we say no. That's our objective, that we set the grade, that we are able to live with this grade for a long period of time, which is what we've done with the transportation department. That's why you all have not seen an agenda item to increase the rates, because when we set it, these rates are gonna start fluctuating, as I was mentioning earlier. At any point in time, the rates, we have to communicate to the board, and then we'll review the base rate increase at that rate for the current rate.
So this rate would be effective for next year
This rate would be effective
immediately and would stay at that
at that
rate
and
for
we're
how
hoping We're
long?
hoping that it's gonna have to go up, because that rate will, at one point.
Eventually.
Eventually, it will have to increase. We're hoping that we're gonna be able to get that point. If we're having to increase it, we would have to come back next year and then give our answer on that.
Did we get any feedback or did we ask for any input from any of the schools or any administration?
The rate is very minimal. It's only $1 per. I mean, we have not changed the rate in many years. It's been many years that we have not changed the rate. So it's a very minimal increase, and when we compare with the private industry, we have estimates. The rate's more than double. We compare to 1.9 right now. So, I mean, we haven't increased rates in many years, a lot. It's been tiny.
Cost of teaching for next year today is $1,080. How's the numbers tell that sound about right? That's why most of them bring their lunch.
Okay. So that is the minimal amount that we have to charge our teacher.
More than just a rate increase, but
To be in compliance, what is the minimum amount?
minimum wage, so you need to be in compliance with ASSA. Right now, the population is at 107. If you had a population on the last 2 weeks, had gone through the registration. That was, who's the one that did that registration?
We did it, Mr. Salinas and myself, with the Region 20 consultant.
So right now, we're at 450.
Okay.
That's a rate that we're supposed to be charging, right? So if we decide, let me see, can I take this right here?
Sure.
Yes.
Right now, we're at 450 for that we're charging. The minimum federal reimbursement is 365. So what we're charging in some campuses $4, which we should have been charging 450. So the floor right now is 450. If the board wants to go even reduce it to 365, we can. However, that rate fluctuates every year, or it might fluctuate. So the reason we had it at 450 for many years is because it was a fluctuating set without having to come to the board and reduce it annually. So if the board wants to leave it at 450, we can leave it at 450.
So-
Because the wishes of the board to leave it the same. However, if that rate, if the population changes,
Then you would bring it
then
back to
we
the
would
board.
have to bring it back to the board. So we're trying to leave that at a rate that we'll be able to set it for many years to come.
So, Mr. Mijares, why $6? Why that number?
We're hoping that that's gonna give us enough flexibility to not have to bring it back to the board every 20 years, and leave it at that rate.
consult with you?
Certainly, and I think I understand a little bit more about the issue in speaking to Mr. Gonzalez right now, so yes, you certainly can table it. But there is an issue with the audit that we're gonna have to address.
Okay.
We can't, I don't think we can,
Yeah, Maria, this issue, right now, the rate is 450.
Okay.
That's what we're supposed to be charging based on the audit. The only thing is that we've been charging that, and the students were making calls before. And we've had that rate for many years. So if the board feels comfortable, my recommendation would be for you to leave it at 450 so you can be compliant.
We're in compliance right now,
Yes,
so,
yeah, we weren't because we had not brought it to the board.
correct.
Just to leave it at 450 and recommend 250 for breakfast. And nothing changes from now, and if we want to look at it, increase it again, we can bring it back to the board. I think we're in compliance in this past board action. That would be my
the breakfast though will be slightly higher at 250 than it has been.
No, it's
No.
250
It's a
right now.
250.
Oh, okay, I guess I'm not understanding.
All we're doing is taking a vote
No.
action to be in compliance?
Right,
And
right.
then if you all want to wish to increase it later on, we can bring that later also.
Okay,
If-
so
if-
it would,
Yeah.
At those rates of 450 and 250, that is setting us $1 million under?
No, that's
No.
what we already have invested.
No, we already have it.
$1 million already in.
mhm.
There, that, the amount that the adults eat is minimal. It's the students
Right.
that we're paying for that puts us under.
That's correct. We have, let me take a few examples. We're gonna have, well, we have the most SNAP teachers, the outside. And as long as you know that you're not gonna be capturing that from the employees that, the people that are already not employees, that's what we have right now. We don't have any new employees. That, that would be to leave it at 450, go to 50, which what we have, and it's full compliance, and we later on can always increase it again. We
Okay.
do require more than
That would be, okay, so,
At one point, can I ask, if I may, can we have different rates?
Yeah, you have it.
Like for teachers have a certain rate, and then for anybody coming from the outside have a different rate?
I don't think you can. No, because it says adults.
So it's just based on adults and
Yes.
students, period.
There's no parents or teachers. It's adults.
I think it's very fair to go with 450 for lunch and 250 for breakfast.
well, we need to be in compliance, so I would recommend
That
that,
would
that
be
we
in
go ahead and,
compliance.
yes. Mhm.
That's fine.
So you
Okay.
make a motion.
Can we
for
go ahead and
I
make the
so
motion
move.
then? Okay.
I so move that we go with what's recommended by Mr. Mijares,
I second the
450
motion.
and 250.
Okay, motion by Mr. Bowles, second by Ms. Martinez. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. At this time, we'll consider the consent items. With the consensus of the board, item number 1 and through number 5. Are there any questions? Motion by Mr. Barrera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hiller. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous, thank you. And now the Board of Trustees of the EaglePass Independent School District will convene in closed session as authorized by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to deliberate upon the following matters. Item 1, the board will discuss the request to hire a professional employee to serve as deputy superintendent for district operations, subject to possible future reassignment by the superintendent. Item number 2, the board will discuss the request to hire a professional employee to serve as food service director, subject to possible future reassignment by the superintendent. And the board will also consult with its attorney regarding action items 2 and 8. Do I have a motion to convene in closed session?
I so move.
Motion by Mrs. Purcell and second by Mr. Bowles. The time is 7:30 PM and the date is Tuesday, December the 12th, 2017, and the Board of Trustees is now in closed session. No action will be taken in closed session. Thank you. p.m. The date is Tuesday, December the 12th, 2017, and the Board of Trustees of the EaglePass Independent School District is now in open session, and we will move to item number 1. Consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the request to hire a professional employee to serve as Deputy Superintendent for District Operations, subject to possible future reassignment by the Superintendent.
Madam President, I move to approve the hiring of Rolando Salinas as a professional employee to serve as Deputy Superintendent for District Operations, subject to possible future reassignments by the Superintendent.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor by Mr. Barrera,
Second.
second by Mr. Bowles. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand.
If I, real quick,
Yes,
let
sir.
me say, we want to give him our support to be able to do and go do his job, and to know that as a board, or saying, we want to give you our support to go in there and do what you need to do.
Thank you. Okay, it is a unanimous vote. Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Salinas. Okay, item number 2, consider and take appropriate action on the request to hire professionally employed to serve as food service director, subject to possible future reassignment by the superintendent.
Madam President, I move to approve the hiring of Mario E. Garcia as professional employee to serve as the food service director, subject to possible future reassignment by the superintendent.
Okay, there is a motion on the floor by Mr. Hiller, second by Mr. Bowles. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Garcia. And now we will move to, go back to action items number 2 and 8. And item number 2 is consider and take appropriate action on the request to amend the capital projects fund budget.
Yes, ma'am, I do have a recommendation. I recommend to the board, if you recall, we had allocated 1.1 million for the band hall, for the expansion. I recommend that we move 1 million of that, and plus the $974,000 that was allocated for the parking lot at EaglePass High School to be reserved for next year for the band hall, and the $100,000 that is left from the 1.1 million to be used at EaglePass High School practice baseball field for the lights.
Okay, thank you, sir.
The rest of the recommendations are unchanged that are in the book.
Can I make a statement on that,
Go ahead, sir.
Madam President?
Go ahead.
The band hall, we're talking about standalone, building it, large piece of land, well, at EaglePass High School, any piece of land is large, so landlocked. But it's gonna be a lot better having it a standalone across the street from the swimming pool. And it's gonna be a first-class facility. And why we're taking a little bit longer to get it done.
Okay.
Más o menos, more or less, Cox, more or less, más o menos. No, no, no. No, no, I taught you how to speak Spanish when you learn más o menos.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bowles. Okay. Do we have a motion on the floor?
I so move.
Motion by Mr. Bowles. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hiller. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Thank you. And I'd like to pull item number 8 and table the item at this time. And we'll continue. There's one last item, I believe.
Oh, yes,
School board members continuing education credit hours. Do we need to read those hours? Okay. Let me see. 'Cause I don't have it up, so. Just bear with me, let me find the report. Can I just open it?
Roy.
Right before adjournment? I don't see it. I have a correspondence. Mhm. Go ahead. Mhm.
You sent us. Yes. Couldn't we all just cite how many we have?
I know that it is a requirement in the month of December to go ahead and read it. Do you remember your
I know
hours?
how much.
I know how much.
No, you don't. There is a report, no, yeah.
Was it on the board book?
No.
It's not.
Can we go to correspondence and information? Do you have any information while we wait?
Yes. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the 13th, is the community breakfast from 8 to 9 at Luby's. Unfortunately, I'll be in Del Rio for a meeting, but I wish you a good lunch there. Friday, the 15th, is the Parents Center Posada, 10 to 12 noon. Tuesday, the 19th, and Thursday, the 21st, District Service Center breakfast. You're welcome to come from 8:15 to 9:15 in the boardroom. Thursday, the 21st, we have GED graduation at the Parent Center. Of course, 10 a.m. we take our group picture, and 10:30 is the ceremony. And last day of work is what? The 22nd. Okay. Returning January the 8th. I wish all the employees a safe and happy holiday. That's all I have.
22nd and 8th?
22nd through January the 8th. It's a short break.
It's a short break.
Very well deserved for our employees.
Hila can sign for it. Okay, that would be the 20. Okay. Okay, so on the continuation hours. Yes. Continuing education credit report for Dr. Hector Alvarez, a total of 7 hours. Let's see, Mr. Jorge Barrera, a total of 22.25.
Overachiever.
Mr. Rudy Bowles, 8.25.
What?
My,
22.8.
myself, Lupita Fuentes, 10.25.
I didn't have to retake them.
Mr. Gilbert Gonzalez, 10.25. Mr. Christopher Hiller, 20.25. You can tell who are the new board members. Ms. Hilda Martinez, 10.25. Ms. Glenda Purcell, 9 hours. And I do have to say that everyone exceeded the hours. So thank you so much for your dedication. And now, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Martinez and second by Mr. Barrera. All in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, it is unanimous. Meeting adjourned at 8:37. Thank you.